If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about starting a business anytime soon, or maybe you started it already. Today I'm going to be telling you key things I wish I knew before starting my startup, and key things that would determine whether your startup would fail or succeed. And I wish I told myself these things. You're watching this video, you're probably a driven individual who kind of feeling impatient right now to just start his business, and that's exactly where most problems happen, where most due diligence processes are completely ignored and most mistakes are happening. Today, in this age, we see a lot of people doing solo companies, driven from trading or e-commerce or all of these gurus where you see one personality driving all companies, driving businesses with millions and millions of dollars. And we have this perception of that one person making that company work all by itself, by himself. And that's actually one of the first issues we're going to tackle. Because behind all of these amazing startups and all of these amazing people that we see online, there's big teams working behind them and making sure that everything and every operation is working perfectly. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize how hard, how emotionally and physically tiring it is to start a business, how time consuming it is, and how it is actually impossible to do it all by yourself. I mean, you could start well, you could be the only CEO, but you need to have people alongside with you to work with you. They may not have equity, but they must exist from a time to another. My name is Monta, and 2 months ago I launched an app that helps people find co-founders that we called OnlyFounders. It's basically like a Tinder but for finding co-founders. And for the past 2 years we've been deeply analyzing the main issues that happen between founders and the co-founders conflicts and how organizations and companies grow and succeed. And one of the first things we realized is that 65% of high potential startups fail due to conflicts between co-founders, and that 90% of startups fail, that we all know. Today we'll be telling you reasons why you should have a co-founder before even starting your business. This is only our advice based on all the experience that we've seen from a lot of other startups and based on a lot of data. A lot of people won't agree with this, but just stick around and you'll see why. The first thing that you'll think about is whether you are looking for investment or not. If you're looking for investment from VCs, angel, or any kind of investors, forget the idea of being a solo founder. Data have shown multiple times that solo founders get way less investment than other conventional startups, with less than 10% of the investment going to solo founders. It's just a matter of statistics and psychology. The rate of startups failing that have a solo co-founder is way higher than any other startup. Think of even simple things. Being in a business is a roller coaster. Sometimes even emotionally you're feeling well, you're feeling bad, you have a good mood, you have a bad mood. Co-founders just motivate each other, keep themselves up, and help each other. They pressure itself as well to grow. But that's not the main reasons. That's just a result. Now, one of the mistakes that most startup founders do, and I am the first person guilty of this, is that sometimes they just start an idea, start a project, fully formulate the idea, and then a couple months after, they start looking for a co-founder. They may build the idea, they may start building an MVP, but that causes a really big issue. And here's why. When you start a problem, and for example, I have a co-founder with me, you may be my co-founder, and I already found the solution of it. Let's take the example of my app. I have an app that has people find co-founders, and it's basically like a Tinder for founders. I already decided of all the features, how is it gonna solve the problem, how is gonna be the business model, and you come into the journey with me. But as soon as things start going wrong, you're not as entitled to the idea as I am. And it's not fair neither for me or for you. It's not fair for me that you take 50% of the company, and it's not fair for you to own that company as much as me, since you did not think of the solutions of the problems by yourself. Co-founders have to formulate all of the solutions together. They have to be able to think about how they're solving problems and feel entitled to that idea. So the issue that we see within a lot of startups is that they just come in really late, and as soon as there's a lot of issues, people would not feel entitled and are really easily leaving the company and giving up on it. We talked a little bit earlier about investment as well. Now, if you have a software company, any company that is an app, a website, a SaaS startup, anything that is involving software or an engineering startup, you must have a technical person with you. Ideas are worth nothing. What is valuable is the fact that the team is being able to grow their business idea, their strategies, their technical expertise. The investors are trusting you because they believe in your marketing capabilities and the other person's building capabilities of growing that business together. And again, I was guilty of this as well multiple times, but if you have a software company, never started without a technical person. It may look fun and easy to employ someone out of Fiverr or an agency to do your product, but trust me, the number of iterations and issues that you have to fix as soon as you launch your product are unlimited. And you need to have that kind of speed of fixing really quickly, iterating really quickly, doing multiple tests, experimenting with multiple features, taking out some to know what is actually valuable for your customers or your users. We also talked a little bit about gurus and what we see online with Iman Ghazi, Alex Hormozi, Stephen Bartlett, these people that seem from the outside perspective as if they did all of the things by themselves. Hence, it is a little bit far from the truth, to be honest. When you see this side of TikTok and this side of motivational business, you think about retiring early, retiring your family, finishing everything and selling your business and leaving. But it's actually almost impossible to do it if you are the person that knows how to do everything. Now, it's not difficult to get employees, but in the early stages, you're not structured as a startup. Everything is kind of messy and every framework doesn't have actually a framework. Everything is done day by day and nothing is really structured. You do everything the way you think about it in your mind. And there's no actual documentation how everything is working. So if you want to, at a certain point, exit the company, you will have to be able to have managers that explain all the concepts, that share the same company culture, the values, share everything the way that is done in the beginning. And if you do not have these right managers with you to delegate, you'll just be a slave to your company. Although you want to have control, you don't want the company to be actually dependable on you. Everyone has a different plan, but for those who want to exit and leave and start another project or retire really early, it's really crucial for you to have a set of a good team. Maybe one of that team would want to be a CEO at some point. Maybe one of these is a really great manager and would stick with the company for the rest of their lives. You want to have people like Tim Cook, not only people like Steve Jobs. Because although you know how to do everything, to grow, you need other people to know how to do all of these processes. And you need people to trust alongside with you to keep that flowing really quickly. And the other aspect that I actually learned from non-profit organizations is that people and companies grow more in groups. The definition of company is actually a group of people, literally. And it's much easier to grow as a group of people as to grow as one person. And trust me, in the beginning, if you watch a YouTube video about e-commerce or dropshipping or setting up a Shopify store and just leaving, these things seem really easy, but at some point, tasks would really multiply and it would become almost impossible to do all of these. Let me give you an example on my startup, for example. I have to film videos on 3 TikTok accounts, 1 Instagram account, YouTube channel, I have to do marketing, I have to do a newsletter twice a week, I have to post 7 LinkedIn posts a week. This is only the marketing side. We have to also do a lot of customer service. We have a lot of partnerships with universities. We speak at events once or twice a week and sometimes 5 to 10 times a month. And all of these collaborations have to be caught up with. We have a lot of partnerships that we're emailing every day. And all of these tasks that are done literally on a day-to-day basis. I'm not talking about the tasks that we do once in a while. At the beginning, you may seem that you just need to film on TikTok, but trust me, things do compound. And if you want to have a really growing company and sustainably growing company, you need to have people alongside with you. The nature of startup founders and entrepreneurs is that they're not specialized people, that you do not know, for example, only how to code, for example, or you're not only specialized in Google Ads. You have a big image, you have big diversity on a lot of tasks. For example, I know a little bit how to edit, I know a little bit how to do storytelling, I know a little bit how to manage Google Ads, I know how to do email marketing, I know how to do this, but I'm not the best at any of these. I just have a variety of skills, and that's the strength of early stage entrepreneurs. But the thing is that I cannot be the best at all of these things. So you want someone that is varied in these skills, but it's a little bit more specified and specialized in one skill. For example, I tend to love more storytelling and digital marketing and marketing rather than editing. You want someone that is having these skills but has more the aspect of business development, someone that has more the aspect of development and like app development, for example, or web development. Within that sense, you want to have a team that is aware of all of the things that is happening, but is in a sense compatible with each other and complement each other, because it's just fully impossible to be the best at everything. And even if you are, imagine yourself coding for 20 hours a day and having to do the marketing as well, and having to do email marketing or posting videos or creating YouTube videos like this one. I'm trying to keep this video really simple. Building a startup has been an amazing experience. It's one thing, the first time in my life that I felt so alive. It's so empowering, it's so motivating. You're doing something that you absolutely love. But what is more empowering is the fact that you have really powerful people around you, that you don't have to micromanage, that you're fully working hard, working with people that would cheer you up when things go wrong. A lot of times there's problems 24/7 actually. Every day there's a new problem, and sometimes, like today for example, I am really sick. My co-founders are cheering me up, pressuring me as well, and highing up my mood because I'm feeling down. The other days when they're feeling down, I'll pressure them as well. But statistics have shown when people are working by themselves, doubt would kill them, depression would kill them, their mind would eat them themselves. They'll be doubting, and doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Out of the 90% of startups fail, most of them actually in the early stage, in the first year, just give up. I'm not here to tell you that a startup is terrible, but I'm here to show you the real truth of starting a startup. If you like this and want more tips on how to find co-founders and how to grow, follow me or download OnlyFounders app. This was Monta, and see you in the next video.